7 Days Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC, Lions Den basketball community. In this case, smash the like button, hit the subscribe, also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share the video. All right, check it out, man. I do have a Patreon video that's going to be more brutal on this topic, and that will be on the Patreon shortly. But, this is YouTube, so we got to clean up the lingo and whatnot for the presentation on YouTube. But I want to talk about the Ime Udoka situation here. Ime Udoka, for those who don't know, is a young, talented coach for the Boston Celtics. He was recently suspended for one season by the Boston Celtics, allegedly for having an alleged consensual relationship with a female staffer. Okay, so I'm assuming this female staffer works underneath him, because that's how the media is portraying this, that the female staffer is like, some girl who works underneath him, and they had a consensual relationship. We all know that Ime Udoka is also engaged to Nia Long, the actress, the legendary actress. Okay, but whatever. So, he was suspended. The Celtics have a policy in which there is no workplace relationships going on. It's against the rules in order to prevent things like this from happening. So, according to the reports, this woman who had a consensual relationship at some point with Ime Udoka told the superiors, human resources, or whatever, that Ime Udoka was making unwanted advances towards her. Okay? So, of course, the company took the woman's side. They said it was some type of independent investigation and all this type of stuff, and which led to Ime Udoka being suspended for a year. And that's all the information we have. We don't know who the woman is. You can speculate who the woman is. You can speculate. It doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it from what we know, right? So, I hear a lot of women in the media saying this is about power. This woman had no power. He had the power because he is the coach. He's her superior. She had no power. First and foremost, this is not 1952, okay? This is not 1965. This is not even the 1970s or 1980s. Not even the 1990s. This is 2022. This is the era of the woman. You understand? This is the era of the Me Too movement. This is the era where you can't watch a movie without some woman being the hero. The husband is some weak, pathetic male. He can't get the burglar out of the house. The burglar ends up knocking him out. The husband's in the corner somewhere knocked out, and the woman saves the day, protects her children. You know what I'm saying? This is that type of era, right? This is the era where the moment a man of power pursues a woman, he gives up his power. The moment he pursues this woman, the moment he says, "You look nice today. You smell beautiful today. Oh, I love what you've done to your hair." The moment he asks her out for coffee, he gives up his power. He is no longer in a position of power. She is. Because at any moment, she can go to human resources and say, "This man is harassing me." And you know what? By law, they have to take it seriously. So you're going to be suspended. There will be an investigation that will lead to you being suspended, because the company has to be seen as taking the woman's side in case of a potential lawsuit down the road. So when you have women on television like Malika Andrews, who's claiming, who's rushing to the defense of this woman who she doesn't even know, right? Oh, well, we want to make sure we're not blaming the woman. We want to make sure. Why not? Why not? Let's be real here, okay? Ime Udoka, if he had a consensual relationship with this woman and he's engaged to Nia Long, and Boston Celtics has a rule that doesn't happen on their team, then he was wrong. He was wrong, and he deserved to get suspended. But guess who else deserves to get suspended? That's right, the other adult in the room. Or are we not talking about an adult? Are we talking about an inferior human species? Are we talking about an inferior sex? Are we talking about a child? Or are we talking about an adult woman who has the right to make a decision and live by her decision? Which one are we talking about here? Because I'm confused in this era of girl power. I'm confused. Are women equal to men and women have the right to do this and a woman can do everything a man can do? If that's true, why are women not held to the same standard as men when they make a mistake? Ime Udoka made a mistake. Cool. You punished him. Why is the woman not being punished? Why can she scapegoat herself out by saying, well, he's making unwanted advances towards me? Okay, that's inappropriate, but did you have a consensual relationship with him? Yeah, I did. Okay, you broke the rules too. So why isn't she being dealt with? See, companies are afraid to do that. Society in general is afraid to hold women accountable, which is why if you see on the news, you might see some teacher, right? Some male teacher. He's a male soccer coach or something for a female soccer team or something like that, right? And you know where this story is going. Some 16, 15-year-old girl, he's giving her rides home from school. Boom, boom, boom. One thing leads to another. Something inappropriate happens between the two. The whole world calls him a monster. Lock him up, throw away the key. He should lose everything for that mistake that he made, right? Which was wrong. The same scenario, female teacher sending pics of herself, inappropriate pictures to youth, to the children of her that she's teaching or whatever, right? She gets caught. The whole world says, well, listen, she's a woman, she's a lonely woman, I mean, these boys are teenage boys. They're full of, testosterone, hey, what are we going to do here, I mean, yeah, she should be punished, but, I mean, do we really want to throw away the key? I mean, she's just a woman. She just, that is so insulting to women. Real feminists should be offended at the notion that women are mentally inferior to men. Like they are incapable of making sound decisions because they're women, right? I don't understand this double standard that women are okay with. You say you want equality. You say you want to be held to, oh, a man can do this, I want to do this, and fine. Why do you accept this scapegoat of not having to accept responsibility for your actions? Okay? This is what I want to know. Now, we don't know what happened in this situation, but I can guess because that's all we're going to do on here anyway. Everybody's speculating, everybody's guessing who it was and what happened. This is what I suspect happened. And like I said, I have a more brutally honest version of this video on my Patreon. So, this is what I suspect happened. I suspect Ime Udoka had a relationship with this woman that he works closely with on a day-to-day basis, and things like that can happen at the workplace, right? When you're working with somebody constantly, the laws of attraction happen. Doesn't matter if either one of y'all is in a relationship. You're seeing somebody all the time. Stuff like this can happen. Yes, it can. You're a woman, my woman. You're a man, his man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It can happen if you are working in that type of environment with the opposite sex. It can happen. So now, they have a relationship, okay? Consensual sexual relationship. She's flattered that a guy like Ime Udoka even wants to look at her, seeing as though he is in a relationship with Nia Long, who's a legendary actress. This woman is flattered. She's intrigued. Oh, I get to mess with Nia Long's man, right? She gets to pretend she's a star overnight, for one night. He messes with her, and then he leaves her alone. It wasn't what he thought it was going to be. He left her alone. Started treating her just like an employee again. Moved on. She didn't like that. She felt like he threw her away, like he used her and threw her away, like her feelings don't matter. She gets paranoid. She sees him talking to players. Him and another player sharing a laugh or an inside joke or something. She thinks it's about her. Oh, everybody knows. Oh my God. He's so immature. He's telling everyone. She freaks out and she goes to management. That's what I think happened. I've seen it happen in those. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen that scenario happen several times back when I used to work these jobs. I've seen scenarios like that happen. She gets paranoid. She feels used. She's angry with herself for doing it. So she tells the people, this man's making unwanted advances towards me. She doesn't need any proof. She doesn't need proof. All she has to be able is make that claim. And in today's society, they are going to side with the woman to protect themselves from lawsuits. I've seen it happen. The women have the power in these situations, not him. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So this is why I am against wholeheartedly women working for male sports teams in any capacity. I'm against it. Call me old fashioned, call me whatever you want to call me. I'm a big boy, I can take it. I'm against women working in a testosterone flooded field where you got these guys cursing each other out. You got these guys using the B word, using the F word, using all kinds of words because they're men. And men talk, what y'all, the same excuse y'all gave Donald Trump, right? Y'all said locker room talk, remember that? And y'all still voted for him, it was no problem. Okay, so the locker room talk. At any moment, a woman can complain. One of these female staffers who do the stretching or they do, massages or whatever they do. You know how these women, whatever they do for the team, right? These players go after a hard game, got to go take a shower, and then some woman's in the locker room rubbing them down. Their testosterone is high, okay? If this is a heterosexual woman, this is a heterosexual man, the laws of attraction are going to take place. It's impossible for a heterosexual woman to work around these athletes that are in physical prime shape, okay? Pheromones, everything flying around, they're going to be attracted to those men. Those men are going to be attracted to those women. It's a setup from the jump to have these women working in that environment. Because the moment one of these players or one of these coaches act on their natural human desires and compliment this woman. Oh, you looking good in them jeans today. That's how men talk. Oh my God. The woman has the right to go to human resources, go to upper management, and file a complaint at any given time. She might even like it at first. She might like it. But the moment she feels like I'm not getting what I thought I was going to get out of this flirting situation or out of this relationship, I can flip the script. I can accuse you of doing something inappropriate to me because technically this is against the rules. Boom. I'm ready to call TMZ. I'm ready to do this and that. Any job is going to panic and they are going to take the side of the woman. You can book it. Going to happen. They're going to take the side of that woman. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. So I'm against women work. Listen, these women need to be over there working in the WNBA. Everybody complaining about how the WNBA don't get enough attention. Well, blame women. Well, why are the women trying so hard to get into the men's locker room so hard? Why are women fighting so hard to get on television to talk about men's sports? But at the same time, the WNBA need more attention. Talk about the WNBA. Talk about women's rugby or whatever they do. Women's soccer. Do that. Be proud of that. Women, if you want to see a progression in female sports, then women have to act like it matters. You're not trying to cover the MVP. I don't even know who the MVP of the WNBA is. You're not covering her. You're trying to cover Giannis. You're trying to cover LeBron. That's what you're doing as women. You want to be in this male-dominated situation, but you want men to stop being men. You want men not to be attracted to you. Yet, you want to show your cleavage. You want to show your legs. You want to smell beautiful when you're walking in. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's also nothing wrong with a man complimenting you on that. It's nothing wrong with a man being attracted to you, right? When you're looking good and smelling good. That's going to happen. And society cannot change, will not change nature. You understand? It's not going to happen. So this is why I believe women should not be allowed to work in male sports. They just shouldn't. Not unless they, playing for the other side. That's the only way. Because if you're a heterosexual woman and it's going to happen. It's going to be some shenanigans. It's going to be some BS going on, some accusations going on. And I just think it's not fair. Yes, if Ime Udoka did this, he shouldn't have done it. But we've all done stuff we shouldn't have done before. Everybody who listened to this video has done something you shouldn't have done before. So everybody can play high and mighty and judgmental, but nobody caught you when you were drinking and driving 2 years ago, when you just made it home by the hair of your chinny chin chin, right? What if you would have got pulled over and caught? That'd have been a stupid mistake that could have been avoided, right? What about the time you cheated on your girl, right? Stupid mistake that it could have been avoided, right? So on and so forth. Everybody has their own dirt. Nobody's perfect on here. You understand? So Ime Udoka made a mistake. This woman made a mistake. Why is she not being penalized for her mistake? Why does she get to have the mental capacity of a child when it comes to making mistakes? I've talked about this several times before. A woman, for whatever reason, gets held to this standard of a child. She can be, a woman can be go into a relationship or make a decision, right? And if that decision is the wrong decision, somehow it's the man's fault. It's society's fault. It's somebody's fault. Somebody got to take care of these 12 kids. Somebody got to take care of these 12 kids. You know, y'all all seen that video. It's never her fault, right? She can go out and have get pregnant every other weekend, right? It's not her fault. It's these evil men that keep getting her pregnant, right? She's never held responsible for her own actions. That's my problem, right? Society. Look, a woman can go out and a man. Think about how screwed up this is. A man and woman can meet at a bar, right? I'm gonna give you the whole scenario here. Let's say you walk into your favorite bar. It's a pretty lady sitting on a stool. It's about 3 empty seats right there in front of her, right next to her. You sit down next to her. You order your drink. You and the bartender start catching up. We're talking about the game. You know, you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys versus the Packers, whatever, right? So you and the bartender giving your opinion. The woman jumps in the conversation. I disagree. I think Dak Prescott is no good. I think this and that. So now you're engaging with the woman. You and her are talking. Then you find out she knows a little something about sports. It's attractive to you. Beyond her physical beauty, now the fact that she knows something about sports is attractive to you. You're shooting it. You know, y'all having a good back and forth conversation, right? You offer to buy her a drink. I like how you think, lady. I'm gonna buy you a drink, right? What you drinking on? Y'all start drinking, okay? 4 drinks in, now she's touching your shoulder. You're touching her thigh. You're going back and forth. The chemistry is undeniable at this point, right? So she asks you, so what do you got planned for tonight? You got to go home to the wife? This is how she checks to find out if you're married. You say, oh, no, I'm actually divorced. I got to work tomorrow, so I'm going to probably head back to the hotel. I'm just in town for work, so I'm going to head back. Oh, yeah, really? What hotel? Well, the night's still young, the woman. The night's still young. She wants to go back to your hotel, or you invite her to your hotel. Regardless of the scenario, you guys go back to your hotel. You've both been drinking, having a good time. Right? You get back there. As soon as you bust in the room, immediately y'all start kissing. Right? Clothes coming off. You get in the bed, bam, 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 grown folk business, right? The next day, did you know, fellas, if that woman has any regrets, she can just say she didn't consent to that because she was drunk. She doesn't remember what happened. And guess what? She can call the police. The police are going to investigate. The police are going to say, they're going to go talk to the bartender. Bartender going to say, well, yeah, it looked like they were having a good time. Yeah, he bought her a drink. Oh, he bought her a drink, huh? So he was trying to get her drunk. Is that what you're saying? Bartender said, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they were having a good time. Write that down. Now this man got to go to court, got to go to trial to defend himself, or get scared and take a plea and register as an offender. Because this woman is not being held. So somehow, if the man's drunk, he's still of right mind. He can still make decisions because he's a man. And somehow a man is smarter than a woman, right? So even if a man's drunk, he can still make sound decisions. But if a woman's drunk, she cannot make sound decisions. She cannot be held responsible for her own actions, right? According to the law. This is unbelievable. And just like that, somebody could be registered as an offender. And y'all gonna make fun of him. Y'all can call him a creep and all this stuff. But just like that, that's how quickly your life can be ruined. I've seen it happen to good brothers. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I went to this Scared Straight program, right? They sent me to this Scared Straight program. I was acting wild, doing all the stupid stuff, right? And I met a brother up in there who was about maybe 25 at the time. And he told me his story, how he got locked up. It was crazy. Like, he met a girl at a bar. He literally met her at the bar. And you're supposed to be 21 to get in the bar. He met her at the bar. They having drinks, whatever. He take her back to the car, and he smashed her in the car. She gets pregnant, right? Comes to find out the girl is underage. She's like 16, 17, something like that. And this brother was in the military. And the military don't really play with that kind of stuff. They don't want no lawsuits and all of that. And so this brother's main defense was, wait a minute, this girl, look at this girl. She don't look nothing like she's 17. She was in the bar. Why would I have to ask her age? He like, bro, I was 23 at the time. Why would I have to ask her age if we both in the bar drinking? She was drinking when I got there. Don't matter. You're a man. You are held responsible for your actions, not her. Doesn't matter if she lied to you. You're a man. Do you see what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But this is what society has come to. So I don't want to hear this stuff about Ime Udoka had the power. No, he doesn't have the power. The moment he had any type of relationship with that woman, he gave her the power. She had all the power. She still does. We don't even know her name. That's how much power she has. Kaiser Sose. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know this woman's name. You don't know how she looked. And she getting people, and they're going to fire Ime Udoka. They're going to fire him. Let's be very clear about that. They're going to fire. They suspended him right now instead of firing him because they don't want him to get another job competing against them. And plus, he's done a wonderful job with the Celtics. They've already used him for all that they need to use him for. They built this great team now, which they can be a contender. So you know how they do a lot of these black coaches. Once they build a team, we don't need you no more. Let's get some fresh blood up in here. Let's get us a Steve Kerr. Let's win some titles, baby. Let's give the credit to you know who. You know how that go. Same thing with the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? Let's get rid of you. You out of here. Bring in somebody else. Complexion for the protection. Let's win that chip. Boom. We in there. You understand me? Jason Kidd in Milwaukee. Guy Giannis, helping them grow, helping them develop. Ooh, yeah, Giannis getting good. Hey, Jason Kidd, we don't need you to get out of here. Bring in the complexion for the protection. So, this don't surprise me what they're doing. Now, I've told y'all many times, those of you who follow my Patreon for years understand this. And the link to the Patreon is in the description. All right, underneath the video and going across the bottom of the screen, patreon.com/78 Sports TV. So now, I've been telling y'all this for years. First of all, the media needs a black villain at all times. And black media help them create these black villains. See what I'm saying? Black media does this. They do the bidding for the devil. So now, they need a black villain at all times. You need Michael Vick, we talked about that all this time. This America has this history of dogfighting. But somehow, Michael Vick, who never fought a dog, but because he owned the property, where the alleged crimes happened, where his people was at, he's held responsible. You see, ruined his career, face all over the place. Animal rights people just hate his guts. But the people who've been out here since the 1800s making it do what it do, you never see animal rights people going after them. Know why? Complexion for the protection. Never go after them. People all I ain't gonna go too deep into that. You know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying. Now they want to make black men the face of sexual deviancy. I told y'all this. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, right? And I can go on and on with black men that they keep throwing out there. Every time one of these other people get in trouble, every time, here we go. We got the Phoenix Suns racist owner, right, being accused of racism. He's in trouble. He gets suspended for a year, okay, for being caught being racist and sexist and all this stuff, right? He gets suspended for a year. Brett Favre, who was my favorite NFL player of all time, Brett Favre, you know what I'm saying, has disgraced himself by stealing millions of dollars from the poor. Stole millions of dollars from poor people in Mississippi. Just pled guilty to it. The media has not put anywhere near the effort in talking about that as they have in talking about this Ime Udoka situation. Because black sells. Black villains sell. Black villains are great clickbait. You understand? They sell. And you get Malika Andrews up here, have the audacity to try to bully Stephen A. Smith. She tried to bully Stephen A. Smith on his show and accuse him of trying to victim blame. Stephen A. G checked it, and I was so proud of Stephen A. Smith because, you know, Stephen A. Smith is known to cut a jig or two. But I was so proud of him, the way he stood up to her and G checked it right. He said, look, first of all, I don't appreciate where you're going with that. Talk to her, Stephen A. Let her know what time it is. You know, because women like Malika Andrews and others, they want so badly to be, and they fight so hard to be respected and to get into this field where men are working. Instead of being the best women that they can be and let men admire them for being women, they want to be men. They want to compete with men. They want to be in this field with men. And they'll use any tactic that they can to knock these men out of power when they get into position. Slide next to the man. Ooh, I like you. Ooh, you're this, you're that. As soon as they get next to you and they think they know some of your business, they try to destroy you. That's what they do. That's what they do. So anyway, I ain't gonna make this video too long, but I do want to say to the people in the chat, why is it that women are held to the same standards as children? Why? This is what I want to know. I want to know why it's okay in society for women to come on television to say things like, it's no excuse for a man to hit a woman ever. Unless your life is in danger, there's no excuse for a man to hit a woman. I want to know why a man in his brain capacity is so much more wiser and more disciplined than a woman, where if this woman insults this man or this woman cheats on this man, he can't raise his hand out of anger and emotion, being emotional for a second and slap her. He can't do that because he's a vicious dog at that moment, right? But a woman who gets cheated on or gets disrespected, she can haul off, punch the man, slap the man, whatever. And the man's supposed to take it. I want to know why in this society that's acceptable, right? Yet, it's not acceptable. If that's acceptable for a man to for a woman to hit a man, okay, but it's not acceptable for the man to hit the woman, I want to know why. Are you actually saying that women should be held to a lower standard on the level of children? Because I get that. People say, hey, man, you can't hit no child. That's ridiculous. That's a child, man. You can't, man, how you going to slap that baby, man? Right? I get that. But I want to know why do you hold women to those standards? And if that's the case, if you're going to hold women to the standards of children, then is there really a such thing as a male chauvinist at this point in time? I mean, really. I mean, the guys who order their women to sit down and be quiet, go clean up the kitchen, get out of my face, aren't they kind of justified? Isn't that like what you do to your kids? No, you ain't watching TV. Go up in there and sit down somewhere. Because if you have to hold a woman to the standards of an adult, she should be treated like an adult by society. She should be responsible for her own actions, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She should be treated like an adult and be responsible as an adult, held to those standards. That's all I'm saying. That's my opinion. Leave y'all comments in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Hit that like button. And check out the raw version of this video on my Patreon. 78 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty LDBC. And I'm up out of there. Deuces.